Justin Herbert and the Chargers, a huge matchup against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs tomorrow night. 8 touchdowns, no interceptions between the two quarterbacks. Herbert coming off of a 3-touchdown performance. Patrick Mahomes, a 5-touchdown performance in his own right. Both quarterbacks are ballers, but Justin Herbert is the young gunner that needs to make a statement. But Shady, the question is this: what statement does Justin Herbert need to make against Patrick Mahomes?
He's going to make a big statement, right? I'm going to say it right now. Justin Herbert, he's tired of hearing about the Chiefs, right? Patrick Mahomes, the 5 touchdowns and all that, the Travis Kelce's. He's tired of hearing about all that. I'm the young gunner in this division, right? You keep hearing about it. So I think this game right here will show the world, listen, it's my division. I got some pass rushers on defense, so when I put up my 5 touchdowns, my 4 touchdowns, I got somebody on the other side on defense that give me the ball back. So I'm going with Justin Herbert making a big statement.
Okay, he has him making
big boy statement.
I got to come back to you, big dog. So you think Justin Herbert's going to outplay Patrick Mahomes? What it sounds like.
I don't want to say outplay him.
No. Don't back down now.
I'm not backing down.
Don't back down now, tough guy.
All I'm saying is I think, in my opinion, he gonna go in there, he gonna show off, right? He gonna have a big performance, and he gonna leave with a win. That's what I feel like. That's a big statement.
You said it was his division.
Exactly. He said all that tough talk.
What I'm saying is he's going to his division, and he's going to his home turf and Arrowhead and getting a big win with big numbers.
Oof.
What that sound like?
But he's not going to outplay Patrick Mahomes. You won't tell me.
How does that outplay me? If I have a big game and I get a win, he can't control Patrick Mahomes go out there at 6 touchdowns.
Okay.
If he go on there and throw for what, 380, 400 yards, 3-4 touchdowns and a W. And let's say Pat has more yards than him, who cares about the yards? See, y'all worry about the yards. It's about the respect. I go in your house, I take your ball.
Ooh.
I go in your backyard and take your toys.
He's the one challenging
No, but it's Eagles and Dallas. You know we got that little thing. I go there and I take your stuff and I leave. That's a statement game, brother. Justin Herbert, I'm saying it right now, man. Big game this Thursday night.
Ooh, somebody called my dog off. That was a hot take. Joy,
He like that.
what kind of statement will Justin Herbert make? What do you expect from Justin Herbert? I don't know where you're going to go after that, but take us somewhere.
I don't have it in me like that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
I love
have that in
Herbert. I love Herbert.
my spirit to go that far after what I saw from the Chiefs. Now, I will say, I don't know if I would have said this before the season, that the Chargers are not the Cardinals. The Cardinals look bad.
Cardinals look bad.
Yeah. They look real bad.
They look bad, and the Chargers look good. I don't think this is really about Justin Herbert, this game. I know that that's not fun, but to me, this is about the Chargers as a whole, because Justin Herbert can go out there and put up great numbers. We know Patrick Mahomes can go out there and put up great numbers, and the Chargers can still take the L. They need to make a statement as a team. They need to have those defensive pieces that they brought in put some pressure on Kansas City. They need to not allow Patrick Mahomes to do what he did to the Cardinals. So Justin Herbert can go out there and look great, but we've seen Justin Herbert do that. I already know what Justin Herbert is capable of as far as spectacular play and big numbers and big statements. He can go out there and have a statement game and they lose, and it is of no value or consequence to the Chargers. Right. So I need to see a complete team game from the Chargers.
Dave, you giving a look. Go first.
No, me and Joy are a great team over here. Joy, you want Justin Herbert's numbers the last 3 times he's played KC?
Yes, I would love that, actually.
He's 2-1 with 9 tutties and 1 pick. They lost that game in overtime last year. Remember, it was like the game of the season.
Yeah.
Chiefs beat him in OT. Brandon Staley made some controversial decisions. Justin Herbert's been doing this. And I am not ready to say that the AFC West belongs to Justin Herbert. That is strictly a shady thing, for whatever that's worth. But he has proven multiple times that he can go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs. They beat him in Week 3 last year.
You gotta win, though. You gotta win.
And that's why Joy is right. But it's on more than just Justin Herbert,
But it's on more than just Justin Herbert, but I don't necessarily care as much what's between the pages. What's the cover of the book? You judge a book by its cover. I don't care what they tell you. I've written enough books to know you judge a book by its cover.
Okay.
We're talking about Justin Herbert as though he's a winning quarterback.
Right.
He's 16-17 as a starter. You can't put all that on Justin Herbert. I do agree with Joey's point, but I got to take Joey's point and add some cayenne pepper to it, add a little bit more spice to it, because the Chargers go as Herbert goes and even further.
That's right.
Not just as Herbert goes, but you got to go as he goes and even further. Historically, to me, the greatest quarterbacks in the history of football are the greatest winners in the history of football. Not just Super Bowls, even regular season games. Just win something, please. Justin Herbert through 17 plus 16, carry the 2, divided by 1. 33 games is a losing quarterback. So I need to see more than just Justin Herbert have 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. I just desperately want to see a win. Please get to 500. And then I'll start to sing not your praises, but your reality. But just get to 500,
but,
please.
Okay, you wanted to add some cayenne, so I'll add some full-bodied seasoning, maybe put it in there, let it simmer a little bit more, add to the, the flavor. You got to keep the bones in. That's where you get the flavor from.
Right.
All right, because the Chargers have a reputation. You mentioned Brandon Staley. He had to overcome multiple situations of terrible coaching decisions. They were 29th in scoring defense last season, worst in third down defense in the NFL last season, and third worst in rushing defense in the NFL last season. So to my point, and to Dave's point, we have seen Justin Herbert be great and lose. And he is a losing quarterback. But I'm not putting all of that on Justin Herbert because I have seen Justin Herbert be great and the other side of the ball fail him. Now, they have improved on that, obviously, this offseason.
Sure.
But now they need to make that full meal come together. And that's what I want to see against the Chiefs, who are a complete team. We had some questions about what they were going to do offensively. They answered those. Now, we'll see as the season goes on when they're in tighter games. Do they have that over the top, that big punch that they had with Tyreek Hill? But they did fine. They look good. They look like they're still the best team in the division. So this is a statement game for the Chargers as a whole, for the coach, and certainly for the defense more than it is for Justin Herbert.
So you two talked about like other pieces other than Herbert, which is right. That's why what they did is they got Khalil Mack.
Yes, sir.
Right? So I think on most teams, you get a superstar quarterback, what do? You try to pair it up with a defense. Not just a defense, but a defensive end. Guys that can rush the passers. That's what they did. Khalil Mack. Now you got Bosa and Khalil Mack. Oh my God!
They won the game last week.
And then but see, they gave enough points, and then they got the sack. But not even that. Then they got J.C. Jackson back there. So I love what the team did overall. That team is solid.
It is solid, but that's why I just have higher expectations. J.C. Jackson, by the way, questionable for this game. Keenan Allen
They need him. They need him this game.
Out for this game officially. I have higher expectations, Dave, because if you're 16-17 as a starter, your career started because a starting quarterback got punctured in his lung by the own team doctor. So you're 16-17 as a starter. Say what you will about Brandon Staley. I agree with you. I don't love the coaching decisions, but they are all rooted in some sort of brilliant analytical mind that is far beyond my own thoughts. So it's not like he's just out here like Nathaniel Hackett being dumb. Brandon Staley has studied so much that he's making brilliant caliber decisions. I do look at Herbert and say, now is the time. I hear you, Dave, 9 tutties, 1 pick. I hear you 2-1. But if they lose to the Chiefs, I'm looking at Herbert like you're 16-18, big dog, through 34 games. When are you going to start winning? Joe Burrow, when you count the playoffs, winning record. Tua, winning record. And they went to situations worse than you. Significantly worse than you. The Chargers were a 12-win football team, if I'm not mistaken, in 2019.
Yeah, then they picked Herbert one spot after Tua.
Yes, sir.
So it can't be that significantly different. You're bringing up the rear still.
But remember, they don't tell the whole point. It doesn't tell the whole story, though. Think about, and Joy knows better than all of us, the Dolphins historically, a 19-year playoff drought? The Chargers were in the playoffs 3-4 years ago. Yeah. So though you had a bad season, they still had a competent organization. I'm just wondering, how can you have one of the greatest coaches, one of the greatest quarterbacks, and still not be winning these games?
He wants everything right. He wants everything right now.
We're calling Brandon Staley one of the greatest coaches.
One of the greatest young coaches.
I like Brandon
That's
Staley.
what the world.
He's going to be good.
I like coaches.
The quarterback and the coach is going to be really
Brandon
good.
Staley right now is one of the greatest coaches in the NFL.
I could have added the word young.
I didn't say great.
I could have added the word young.
He's a good coach. He's a good coach.
A good coach, I'm comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with saying great,
he's not great.
or one of the greatest.
Right now, I would say he's a top 10 coach.
What has he done? You're just arguing. You're arguing against Brandon Staley with everything that you're saying.
I don't want to say he's a great coach. Not yet. I think he's a really good coach.
I'm saying Brandon Staley has some more to prove.
Okay?
Yeah,
so I'm
not knocking him. I'm just saying I'm not ready to call him great. Okay, and he certainly has more to prove.
But here's what I'll say.
And this year, if they don't make the playoffs again, we will be reversing that statement and having questions about what they're doing, because you're not going to squander another year of Justin Herbert's career.
But here's what I'm saying. We know the coach is not holding the Chargers back. I don't believe Brandon Staley's holding the Chargers back. I mean, he say what you will.
Some calls, but I mean.
Some decisions, but his decisions were rooted in logic. Yeah. 4th and 2, if you don't get it, you ain't get it.
I'm sure they'll change it this year a little bit.
I don't know if he'll be quite as aggressive.
I think he's a new coach, so that happens. It's growing pains.
I wouldn't say he's holding him back.
No.
I'm saying that there were some questionable decisions last year, and I don't think his reputation is solidified yet as to give him the flowers that we are bestowing just yet. Justin Herbert, the Chargers as a whole, Brandon Staley all need to level up this season. I agree with that. But Justin Herbert is the one, to me, that has shown that he has the talents, but he doesn't play both sides of the ball. I know we love to praise quarterbacks. I love to praise quarterbacks. I love watching Justin Herbert, but he only plays one side of the ball.
Justin Herbert, on it like that dude right there, he's pulling his weight. The other stat that I really love, I didn't know this until today. In 6 career primetime games, he's averaging 300 yards per game. 17 touchdowns and 3 picks. He comes through in the big moments. Honestly, that's a separate conversation.
Last year's Chargers Raiders.
Okay, the Chargers' problem is, but what else happens? They got embarrassed by Houston last year. That's
can't happen. But remember,
they got to be more consistent in the games that aren't like this.
Game.
No,
like,
I know. No, they got to be more consistent week to week. I'm not worried about him in a spot like this, though.
Here's what I have a problem with, Shady, and the reason I have a problem with it is probably because too many days in defensive meetings where coaches don't let you skate. I got a problem with this. Justin Herbert was second in the league last year in pick sixes, behind only Matthew Stafford. Justin Herbert, he had his bad games to the Texans, which ended up costing them a playoff spot. He got outdueled by Derek Carr in the final game of the season, which ended up costing him a playoff spot. But we only look at the glowing reviews. It's as though, like, we ignore everything.
He's young. He's a young quarterback. Like, I learned that y'all want results, like, right now. Like, soon you get drafted, we need to see it. It doesn't happen like that. So if he's doing this well in his second year, going to his third year, doing well, next year he'll be even better. A dude like that on your franchise, you in good shape. You're in good shape with him on your franchise.
Let me give you this before I let you go, and I need your response to this. Remember Carson Wentz in his second year with the Eagles?
Carson Wentz. Okay, they're going to got injured. Go ahead, come on.
Remember in his second year with the Eagles, he helped lead the Eagles to an 11-3 record before getting hurt. Nick Foles takes him to the promised land.
Go ahead, come on.
Remember Jared Goff with the Rams. Him and the Rams. Say what you will. Give me that look if you want to. Give me that look if you want to. Remember the year in which they went to the Super Bowl, I believe it was, 37 or so touchdowns, 16 picks. Helped the Rams go to. Say what you will. He went to the Super Bowl.
And they traded, they're getting rid of him.
Say what you will. They went to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl. Deshaun Watson, he came in after not even starting in camp his rookie year, was an MVP candidate through the first half of the season. Young quarterbacks ball in these days and age collectively with their team. That's where I'm at. Like, young quarterbacks been having team success lately.
I got it. There's a lot. Wait, so we got.
I gave you a lot of facts.
Deshaun Watson, he's solid.
Joe Burrow's
solid. Right?
First 3 years, Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Carson was solid. But he got injured.
Of course.
And after the injury, he was not the same.
First 3 years, Carson Wentz.
After the injury, he was not the same, right? He was an MVP candidate. Like, he was balling.
How long are you giving Justin Herbert then? How long are you giving to see team success? How long are you giving him?
They'll do well this year, right? I think he had a lot of growing and learning last year. This year, his third year, he's learned a lot. He's a good player. He's one of the best.
No doubt about that.
Okay, so like, it's not a reason. It's not a coincidence that everybody thinks he's really, really good.
No, he's a good player.
So this year he'll do well, and the next year he's gonna be lights out. That's how it works. That's how that works, bro. It's not just like draft this guy. Oh, he's a great player. Like, who's like that? I don't know any players that, or especially quarterbacks that were just great players in year 1 and year 2. Peyton Manning was like terrible his first year. He's one of the best we've ever seen. So it takes time.
That's fair.
It's got to happen this year, but it's going to.
And it's a nice start too.
It's going to happen this year.
This is what I love. Saying it has to happen this year, and it's going to. Because if it doesn't, we will revisit this conversation. Because I agree. Going from one young quarterback to another young quarterback.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.